Well, hello there and welcome to another RowAlong workout. It's the 5K everyday series, with the 5K bit being a little bit of a kind of a misnomer when it comes to what we're doing, because I'm going to row for like a total of around about 27 minutes. Within that, I will row 5,000 meters myself, but then I'll tag on another 1,000 meters. I know that there's people out there that are going to go much further than me. There's going to be people out there that aren't going to go as far as me. And so I'm just kind of going to give a roundabout enough time for people to kind of row what they want to do today. But I'm gibbering because really what it comes down to is that 22 minutes. Okay, if you can just focus in on that 22 minutes, you're going to get a great workout, and that's really all that matters. All right, so let's get our machines set up and go to drag factor or resistance, whatever you have on your machine, set that to where you want it to be. And you want to feel nicely connected to the stroke, but not having to tug and heave against it to get the thing moving. Next up, go to your foot straps, your foot stretcher height, and set them to a point where you're able to come into the front of the machine with your shins in a vertical position comfortably. If you're set too high, it can be tough to get there. If you're set too low, it can be easy to get there. And what happens is your backside escapes from underneath you because you overcompress. If you watch my videos, you'll see quite often that my backside escapes when I overcompress a little bit. It's quite interesting. Well, it is for me. Anyway, sorry. Seat. Sit more towards the front of the seat rather than towards the back. Okay, so front of seat, front of butt, rather than back of seat, back of butt. And then finally the handle. Hold that at shoulder width rather than narrow, and have your fingers hooked over the handle rather than a death grip, okay? So we're going to get going at a nice, just gentle intensity. These 5K everyday rows are just meant to be like a nice, easy row, all right? And I'll explain why that's how I'm doing it, but I'm sure you know by now, right? There we go, cool. Right, heart rate is starting. Sorry about that. And we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I thought I'd speed up the countdown there because I took a bit of time setting my watch. So I'm back on today. I'm back using just a standard stock Concept 2 handle because I'm away at Castle's gym today filming my row workouts. And so I need to be on a standard setup for a Concept 2. And then there'll be another kind of like 14, 15,000 worth of meters I've got going on this afternoon. So that's why this is a relatively gentle 5K opener to my day. It's interesting, ever since talking about the overcompression and the butt scoot in the intro just then, I'm really trying to concentrate on not doing so. And it's messing with my brain, trying to talk at the same time. I don't know if it is an overcompression or I seem to have like sometimes if I'm not concentrating, I'll come into the front, but just at the point when I'm about to take the drive, I'll dump my upper body slightly. And it's almost like that over lean kind of springs my backside out from underneath me. So I'm really trying to focus on getting the hands away, the forwards tilt, and then holding this position right until that point that I feel my heels are wanting to come up, and then kind of almost snapping into the stroke, pushing out. And today, for people watching on YouTube, sorry podcast people, you're not going to get to see it unless you tune in, but I've got the ErgZone app running in the background with the force curves showing. And I think as I'm concentrating on this drive from the front, it's kind of reflected in that force curve where I am getting that kind of nice sharp rise on the front end, a nice long curve across the top. Now I definitely do seem to have a curve that is steep at the front, but then a little shallower to finish. So maybe that's because I'm swinging my back a little too soon, but it's helping the front end of the stroke, just not necessarily the back end. But the real key to the force curve is to get that initial acceleration into it, and for it to be smooth. So whether it tails off at the back end, or even sometimes whether you get a gradual rise to it, that's definitely kind of the lower on the list of issues to correct. The issue to correct is if it's a real kind of wibbly wobbly. There you go, like that. Hopefully I didn't throw off your stroke rate too much there. Sorry. I promised I wouldn't do that anymore. I won't do it again. Oh. So, it's the start of the kind of, these 2 days are quite hectic. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, because this is when I go and film these workouts. But I kind of get up, film this, edit it together, and try and get it uploaded before I leave to do filming. I then spend a frantic 3 hours setting up the gym so I can film, and then round about an hour and a half is spent making the workouts, and then I've got about half an hour to tear it down again before people start to arrive for the afternoon training sessions. I mean, it's incredible of castles to carve out this time on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for me. I mean, I'm paying for it, I'm paying rent. It's not like they're doing it just out the kindness of their hearts, but definitely they are bending over backwards to accommodate me. And if you saw the ski erg workout that I uploaded, so that's Saturday, that was at Castles. So, and I do intend to make more of them, but I need to get all of the rowing stuff out of the way for my row first before I can start doing my own things like that. And so it's more important that I use that time for the rowing workouts. Ooh. Some really nice comments about the ski erg though. Loads of people are commenting about my technique, but I'm taking it slightly with a pinch of salt. But also, I know I don't have a great ski erg technique, but I get the feeling a lot of people are commenting on like the very start when I was just easing into it and not actually watching the main effort. And ski erg it's a really hard machine to comment on when it comes to technique. If you put any video of somebody on a ski erg into one of these discussion forums, pretty much 9 out of 10 people will say you're pulling with your arms too soon. It should be a core movement, because that's what I've been getting. But I can tell you, I'm not pulling until the bottom of the stroke, but you have to somehow get your hands from reaching up to coming down, and so that looks like it's a pull, but it's not. Anyway, less ski erg, more rowing. Let's do a bit of a technique checkup. I'll try not to spend too long. Let's see how long it takes me. As we hit 9 minutes, I'll start. So, start your stroke from the moment the handle touches your chest. Don't think about it from the front. Think about it from the back. Handle comes away, straight out in front of you, quickly but smoothly. So you tap into your chest, the handle comes away. And then as it comes away, you sit up. This is one of the reasons to keep the handle at a neutral height, backwards and forwards. Because if you drop the handle, it's quite easy for everything to drop. Whereas if you're thinking about maintaining height, it's easier to think about sitting up. So handle away, sit up, and then tilt forwards over your hips. And all of that happens before you bend your knees. When you finish the stroke, you might have a soft rise of them, but not a full-on bend. Get hands past knees, and then as you rock your body forwards, your face will come to your knees. And that is the point, as your face is traveling towards your knees, that you bend your knees. And with any luck, if you have hands past your knees and your face is almost over your knees, then you're in a good posture, tilted towards the front of the machine. So that all you have to do is bend your knees to roll into the front. You've got all of that momentum of your upper body moving forwards. And so you bend your knees. This is why it's not about hands away, forwards tilt as two discrete movements. The hands away feed into the forwards tilt, and the forwards tilt then feeds into the knee bend. So you're constantly moving forwards, whether it's your arms, your back, or your knee, causing your whole body to roll forwards. Roll until shins are vertical, and then keep your arms straight. Keep that handle height. Keep that forwards tilt. Brace your core, and then push the machine away with your feet. Making sure to keep arms straight and that forwards tilt. Repeat after me. I shall not pull from the front. I shall keep my forwards tilt for at least half of the leg drive, and I shall only pull at the back of the stroke. Handle comes in a straight line to sternum height. So you're not finishing in your neck. You're also not finishing down at your belly button. Sternum height. That point in your ribs where they both meet. Bra strap, heart rate monitor. Take a moment, examine where your handle is finishing. Is it finishing sternum height? Or are you flicking it down towards your belly button or something? Wrists flat as you pull in, and have a slight outwards flare of your elbows in order to keep your elbows up and not just pointing down. Pointing down turns it into a biceps and almost pectorals finish. Whereas when you finish wrists flat, elbows through, you use your lats, which are much bigger. And then we do it all over again. If this is a 20, let's say 21 minutes it might be today, 20 strokes a minute, then that's 420 strokes over the 5K, 420 chances to get it right. So, yeah, you can see my stroke count, 308, 309. Whew. Well, that might be hidden by the front of the machine in the video. I'll try and make it so you can see it. The internet's a funny place, isn't it? It's like I've just realized this, but no. Kind of goes back to what I was saying about the ski erg, is that we, and me included, are kind of not only in a rush to get the information we're looking for, but it's really easy to watch videos and read articles with a pre-defined expectation of what you're going to see. I've said before about the course I did when I was a manager about looking at things from your own hill, which may not be the same hill that the person expected you to look from. So, like the ski erg, I figure most people who have commented on my technique have gone there to comment on my technique. But I'll do the same every time I see YouTube star Mark Lewis post a video which includes him rowing. I'm on it like a bonnet, knowing that I'm gonna hate what I see and leave a comment about it. But then you get things like, I posted a a tech question about my camera setup on one of the Facebook groups. And it's funny how people will ignore the actual question in favor of posting to tell you why you're wrong, even if they've totally misunderstood your description. They will pounce on an option to make it sound like they know more than you, rather than actually help. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm new to the world of the internet, but I do find it amusing. It's like, it says at the top, please help. I even said abuse is welcomed as long as you offer useful advice. But no, it's Facebook. And then, this one got me. I'll talk about it just because I find it amusing. And it's talking about the Merak rowing machine again, which I'm amazed by how many people have commented on that video. But somebody yesterday left a comment saying, along the lines of, so basically it's identical to a Concept 2 and you're a paid sponsor and it's half the price. And I'm like, don't work out what the point is. Was he just doing a tilde review of my video? Or was he trying to have a go at me? Because, I don't know if you watched it, but I'm quite critical about that machine. So, if I was a paid sponsor, I wouldn't be critical. Right, I'm at 5K, so I'm going to ease off, but I'll hold stroke rates. Whew. Yeah, I mean, I've got the affiliate links, but apart from posting the links, there's absolutely nothing in that video which comes across as me trying to sell the machine. I mean, I'm saying the build quality is cheap compared to a Concept 2. The feel of the row stroke is similar, but the monitor is absolute garbage, as is the data that comes off it. So apart from saying that the stroke feels similar to a Concept 2, everything I say about it is pretty much negative. Handle feels plastic. The seat's a bit weird, but it's not too bad. But anyway, so this person's like, oh, you're a paid sponsor. Well, if I was a paid sponsor, I'd be like, hey, buy. Or sorry, if I was, because I'm an affiliate sponsor for it, I suppose, but. Or possibly he was trying to suggest I was a paid sponsor for Concept 2, which there is no such thing. And I would never do that, even when it comes to the apps. Although I have favorite apps, like definitely my two favorite virtual rowing apps are ErgZone and Immerse You Row. My current favorite kind of metrics data app. It is pretty much a tie between ErgData and ErgZone. But as much as I make content for ErgZone, it's not like I won't show any other app. I mean, I know my Whoosh have just released a version of rowing, which I will eventually make a video with, but I want to give it a few weeks just so that they can iron out any teething issues, and also so that there's a chance for the community of users to grow in case, I mean, if I got it on the first day and there's nobody else there, you'd be like, well, this is pointless. But after a month and maybe more people there, I don't know really anything about it. I know it's going to be a tough market to break into when you look at how many people use ErgZone and how good an app that is. So anyway, and even actually come down to my row making videos for them. It's not like I'm stopping making them for Averon, or I'm going to stop uploading to KinoMap or that stuff. I am pretty much a gun for hire, and I only use systems that I fully like. So there's a reason that you don't see me on the Merak that often, is that it's an okay machine, but I would never choose to use it over my Concept 2. Is that simple? Is that fair enough? I hope so. So yes, the internet is a funny old place. And then you get people making videos that are just there for clicks, or sending out newsletters that don't actually pay off. And I'm going to have a go at, I mean, I don't like to have goes that many, but I'm going to have a go at the Sensei newsletter, because they sent one out yesterday alluding to Eric Murray's information. Oh, I'm done for my 6K about force curves. I'm like, hey, I'm doing some force curve work right now. I'll read that, see if I can learn anything. Newsletter, nothing. Basically, it just said you want a smooth curve, and that was it. And you're like, you just made me click on that and read that, and then just didn't give me what you've said that you're going to give me. There was a link to a video by him, which has said there was like an excerpt where he talked about it. It was the full length video, like an hour and a half long video. I'm not going to sit through that so again, it gets the clicks up for his video. So you just think that's just a little bit. But you know what? It is the internet's the Wild West, where it's kind of almost like the .com bubble, where everybody's on there trying to make money, whether it's selling something or I mean, listen, I'm doing this like on YouTube. I scatter this around trying to get people to watch, so I'm the worst, but at least I'm giving you what. Anyway, sorry, rant over. So let's get into some stretching. Hamstrings first. So I put my feet back in the foot plates. The straps are loose. I flick my toes against the straps, put my hands in the air, and I fold my upper body forwards. And because I've got relatively good, well, I've got a good posture in my lower back, and I'm folding, hinging forwards rather than curling my lower back, and because my legs are straight and knees are down, I'm getting a great stretch into my hamstrings. And then by dangling my arms either side, it increases the like mass, gravity stuff, which then helps the stretch even more. So it's one I really recommend doing. The other one is just to lie through a door frame with one leg up and one leg through, and just like sit there on your phone for 2 minutes just to help stretch off your hamstrings. Right, glutes next. So put one leg up on the rail. This is how I do it. Then bring your other leg up and over so that your heel is in the crook of your knee. In a podcast, people, I did post the icon yesterday was of me doing the glute stretch. So hopefully you saw that. Bring that knee across your body. I'll do the same today as well, actually. Bring that knee across your body so you have a straight line between your face, the knee, and the monitor. Hold it in place with your other arm, and then rotate your upper body round. So keep everything lower body still pointing towards the monitor, but rotate your upper body round. And you should hopefully, as long as you're keeping that knee in place, get a stretch down into this glute. Oh. Whew. We're doing this a lot today because I finished my row workouts with stretching as well. So at least if nothing else, I'll get a good stretching session today. Swap legs, do exactly the same thing. Oh, I do. Sometimes I think, oh, should I just add in some more? I know I'll do, because time-wise, I'm running, like I need to make these quite frugal for Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I'm not going to do hip flexors today, but I will on Thursday. I'll add in hip flexors to the stretching, just for those that miss it. Oh, I think I've only done it once in this series so far after someone asked, so I apologise that I haven't come back to it. Quads next. Try not to stand on my iPad. One hand resting on the monitor. And then, oh crap, I did that the wrong way. And then pull your heel up against your backside. So normally I bring my knee up in front of me and grab on my ankle that way, but I was too busy thinking about standing on my iPad that I just kind of grabbed onto my ankle and almost fell over. Oh. It doesn't help that I haven't tied my laces today either, so I don't have the stability of the shoes. I'm basically just wobbling in them. Oh, it's not warming up much here. Right, change legs, knee up in front, ankle behind. You didn't see that. Oh dear, what happened there? How did that happen? Oh, am I at that age now where the prospect of a fall is the most dangerous thing ahead of me? I don't know what happened there. See, again, a more professional person or somebody who actually cared about how they looked, or that this was all about appearances and him like, hey, come row with me, I'm an expert and stuff. They wouldn't show that bit. They'd cut it out and, I don't know, edit it somehow. But no, if you can see me falling over, I don't mind. It was quite sore though. I don't recommend doing it. I absolutely whacked. You can see a little line across there. Anyway, let's move on to forearms. Push your hands together in front of you, level off your shoulders, push them together, and then, not the shoulders, but your hands, and then bring your hands down in front of you so your thumbs are around about sternum height, and your forearms are parallel to the floor. And as you push your hands together, you get a nice stretch into your wrists and forearms. Oh, it does. I mean, my wrists really are tight all the time, and I can't think why they're just not easing off. Because I mean, you think when I'm doing this, it could well be that I've not had a day off from rowing for 2 weeks. But you would have thought I've also been rowing for 2 weeks. I've been stretching for 2 weeks. So they are just really tight. Anyway, right, shoulders next, hands straight out in front of you, and then bring it across your body, and then use your other arm to help it so it's straight across your body. Rotate your thumb outwards, and that should help keep your arm straight, and then get a better stretch. I definitely feel I get a better stretch when I do this, so it's something that I need to remember to do. I don't know whether it's because it's keeping my arm straight or whether it's just the angle that having my thumb outwards has helped the muscles or something. I mean, the muscle I can feel getting stretched in my shoulder is the one that I hurt playing squash. So let's do the same thing here. So again, reach out in front. So yeah, try this. Straight out in front of you, turn your hand upside down, like you've got a tarantula in your hand, and then bring it across your body. Yeah, and then, which is strange actually when you think about it, because this is the opposite way to how you would be rowing, with my palm facing up rather than down. You'd think that would be better, but I don't know. Does it make a difference now that I'm here? Maybe it's just the difference it makes is that I'm able to get my arm perfectly straight by doing that, whereas if I do that, I tend to kind of collapse down a little bit, whereas by locking out the elbow and doing that, my arm is now straight, and so I can then roll back over again and still feel the same sensation. Thank you for going through that with me. It was a great journey of investigation as to why that helped. But yeah, there we go. Right, so we've stretched, we've done our hamstrings, our glutes, our forearms, and our shoulders, so and our quads, and we fell over the machine. That was fun. Maybe that'll be today's short. Old man on rowing machine. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me for this one. Like I said, time-wise, I'm not going to rant at the end of this one, so I am going to say goodbye now, and I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment below, and if you didn't see yesterday's if you rowed yesterday's workout, it's fine because I talked about the end, but if you didn't row yesterday's workout, go check out the short that I posted yesterday, where I talk about basically why you push with your legs because your quads are like that much bigger than your biceps, and really trying to get across this whole thing of the meathead thing of pulling early from the front. Yes, you can go fast that way, but when you want to row efficiently, etc., and when you are a CrossFit and a high rocks athlete, it is about efficiency. So I still don't understand what. Anyway, so I'm off to film some rowing workouts. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, have something to eat, something to drink, have a shower, tell someone you love them, and have an amazing day. And I will see you in the next workout. Until then, row well, be well. Bye bye.